Hi all, welcome back to the channel and welcome to another crafting tutorial. And in this one today we are going to continue with our Kill Team Commorragh board. And for this one I've built the houses, the Dark Eldar houses. Now it's not the most easiest of crafts, I'm going to admit that, but it's not all that difficult either. And I've kept them a little bit neutral so you can use them if you wanted to for a regular Warhammer, for the Dark Elves, or for Age of Sigmar. So I didn't add any sci-fi elements to it, just kept them like this. And yeah, in my opinion, these look really cool. So without further ado, I'm gonna take you to the crafting table and let's do this. Come on! Okay my friends, now for this project I'm using cardstock, foam board, both 5mm thick and 2mm thick, and corrugated paper. Now I'm building 3 houses, so if you want to do the same, remember everything needs to be done 3 times. Now cut out 2 squares of 5mm foam board, one 8cm by 8cm, which will be the roof, and the other 9cm by 9cm for the floor. Now next we're going to cut out 4 rectangles, 2 are 8 centimeters wide and 12 centimeters high, and the other 2 will be 7 centimeters wide and 12 centimeters high as well. Alright, now I did this 3 times as I am building 3 houses. Alright, next we're going to take a nice even piece of cardstock, cut it if you have to, and we're going to draw 4 centimeter wide strips. You will need, if you're building one house, only 4 of these. And I'm going to mark this to be 9 centimeters tall. But as I said, I am building 3 houses, so I'm going to need more than 4, of course. We'll make 12 of these. So I'll mark another 9 centimeter on this sheet. And then I'm starting to cut these out. And as I said, you will need 4 per house. Set these aside. Now I'm gonna mark out the halfway point 2 centimeters and both top and bottom, and we're gonna draw a line down the center just for easy reference. Now from the bottom up, mark ½ centimeter like so. Then draw a line from the ½ centimeter mark to the center mark below, and then cut these lines away to get a nice point like this. Now we're going to draw 2 lines up, giving us a nice point, a sharp angle. Now we're going to cut these away with some scissors. Keep the offcuts, alright? And now score down the middle, and you will need 4 of these per building, as I've mentioned. Next I'm going to create a door template that is 5 centimeters high, 4 centimeters wide. Now from the bottom I mark 3 centimeters up. Then mark out the halfway point. I'm going to fold it in half. And then I'm going to cut a nice angle for the door. First we're going to fold this in half, and then from the 3 centimeter mark I'm going to cut this at an angle. Now take an 8 centimeter wall piece and mark out the center, then draw the template of your door, and then cut this out of the foam board. Just 1 door per building. Now on one of the 7 centimeter wall pieces, mark out 7 centimeters from the bottom up, and in the center I'm going to place the template to draw out a balcony window, and I'm gonna cut this out as well. Go slow. Now let's texture these walls with the corrugated paper. I'm gonna roll it up and fold it open, and I'm gonna use PVA glue, and I'm gonna glue down all the pieces except the 9 centimeter square. So also the 8 centimeter one, glue that down as well, because that will be the roof. And it's if you have one of those big sheets as I have, it's good to lay down all the buildings next to each other. Now let this dry for a couple of hours to be safe. And also this channel is proudly supported by Print Minis and the Spelfanaat, and the links will be in the description down below. Now once dry, we're gonna cut them all out. If you made several buildings, keep the pieces together, alright? Just go slow. Also cut out the doors. Now I'm going to use some corrugated paper, cut this in half, and glue it on some cardstock with a simple glue stick to create my doors. Just match it, dry fit it. And I'm also making 3 doors, again 3 buildings. Now I'm gonna cut off a little bit of but leave a little bit of an overhang, because this will be used to glue inside of the building. Now let's get building on this building. I'm gonna glue the door in first and then glue the walls together. Make sure to glue a 7 centimeter wall to an 8 centimeter wall, so you can form a nice even box that is 8 centimeters diameter, like so. Looking cool. Now glue on the roof, and I'm also going to use an offcut that I kept from the balcony to use for a balcony. Gonna hot glue this inside. Nice. You don't have to do this, of course, but I'm adding a little bit of extra detail. Now we're gonna glue this box on a nice centimeter floor tile. And I'm gonna carve out some steps for extra details, but again, this is optional, of course. Like so. Looks cool. Alright, now we're gonna glue together our spikes on the side of this building, giving it a nice squeeze while we're attaching them. And this will give it that spiked dark Eldar design, dark elf design. So here are my 3 buildings so far. Actually happy how this project is turning out. Alright, looking cool. Now, time for a golden tip on paper removal on foam board, so only the pure foam remains. Now, hot water in the sink and let the foam board sheets soak for at least 5 minutes. And then you can just rub it all off with no issues at all. Just folds and rubs off nicely, and you are left with only the pure foam that is inside, no more paper residue on it. And also I found this cuts very easily, as you will see later. Now let this dry a little bit. Next I'm gonna draw a template on cardstock to trace on the foam board. Use whatever design you want, of course. I'm cutting this out of the cardstock with an X-Acto knife, but you don't have to use this pattern, just something I quickly created. You can use something from the internet. Now trace this on the pure foam board, and you will need 4 per building. Also, this is 5mm thick foam board. So again, 4 per building. Now cut all these pieces out gently with an X-Acto, and you'll notice, as I said, it really goes very well, and there is no paper residue left on the foam anymore, so it's just pure foam, which makes it a little tricky to spray paint, so I'm using a foam safe spray later on. Now next we take the offcuts of the pointy things, and we're gonna add some details on the side of the building. I'm only using one, but use this however you want, of course. Just stick them on the side in the center and it will look cool. Now let's make a banister out of a rectangle 3 centimeters high, 10 centimeters long, and just form it a little bit in a dark Eldar spikes thing. So yeah, or whatever you want. Now make as many as you need, or as many balconies as your building or buildings have. And trace them if you need to. Now we're gonna glue that balcony banister right on there with some hot glue. Do this in a few parts. Start with one side then the other. This will work better. Now I'm gonna also make a border for the roof. Just cut 3 centimeters by 16 centimeters 2 times and draw some Drukhari design on it, and cut these out and glue them on the roof. Like so. Fold it in half just to get equal measurements, and then go slow. First glue this one on and then glue the other one on. Nice. Now I'm gonna glue down some googly eyes for gems, and here you can see me gluing on one, but I add 2 more later on. Really like the shape how this is turning out. Now it's time to glue on those side, whatever they are, on the building. I know the Eldari have raid bone, but I don't think this is raid bone. But anyway, just glue this on and voila. Now prime them all black with a foam safe spray or regular black paint by hand. Now this is important to do when you're priming it. Now for painting, I simply stipple them with a very cheap silver paint. going all over the building, like this, and leave most of the black behind. Now I'm going to paint some Retributor armor on the point edges and a few lines on the doors just for some added detail. Then I highlight the sharp edges with a bright silver and also the gems above the door. Just give it a sharp edge highlight wherever you want it to be. Now with some Drukhari Violet, I'm giving this these side panels, those sharp pointy side panels, a wash, just to give it a little bit of blending with the board that we made in the previous video. Now finally some Thalasar blue on the gems. Doesn't have to be a lot. You can paint them however you want, of course, but for me, I am done. So here you can see the buildings standing on the board, and I really like how these turned out. I'm truly happy with this. It's not the easiest of projects, but it wasn't all that difficult either, so very fun one. I also put a decal on the building. Alright, so thank you all very much for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed the video, part 2 in my Drukhari terrain. Part 3 of the series will be coming soon, as I will be tackling things like walkways, towers, barricades, yeah, the works. So I hope you will enjoy that as well, and I'll see you in the next video, alright? Bye for now. Bye!